Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here and welcome to Nuclear Throne update number 45. For those of you who do not know, this is the one time a week where we here at Tengu Drop take a look at the latest Nuclear Throne update, grab that changelog, put it into video format for your viewing pleasure, and show you as much as possible. With that said, before we head into update number 45, let's quickly recap what happened in update number 44. Update number 44 focused on explosions, and even more explosions with the introduction of not one, but 3 grenade weapons. The grenade rifle, the grenade shotgun, and the cluster launcher. On the less explosive side of things, there was also a focus on weapon balancing, including the continued nerfing of laser weapons. It's okay, laser weapon fans. We're here for you. Anyway, now that we're all caught up, let's check out update number 45. This week's update introduces a brand new character named Rogue. The 12th playable character to join the cast of the Wasteland Misfits is a former IDPD agent gone, you guessed it, Rogue. Not only does she start with her own unique weapon called the Rogue Rifle, but her active ability called the Rogue Strike allows Rogue to create a line of explosions in any direction the player chooses. However, with such potential devastation comes a twist on gameplay. Much like horror or even melting, players will have to change and adapt a different playstyle in order to master Rogue. The most notable change is that Rogue does not pick up radiation canisters. Instead, she picks up portal strike ammo, which then allows players to call in Rogue Strikes. And should players choose Rogue's Throne Butt, they will net double the portal strike ammo than usual. Oh yeah, one note on those Rogue Strikes. Be careful, Rogue can get caught in her own Rogue Strikes. Yeah. Alongside the rifle and the strikes is also Rogue's passive ability, in which anytime she takes damage, explosions go off around her, taking out any nearby enemies, and walls, and props. Yes, it seems even a rogue IDPD officer will carelessly destroy its surrounding environment. Anyway, if this passive ability sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not going crazy. This used to be Rebel's passive ability, which we shall get to in a second. Finally, in what is likely part of the reason Vlambeer considered Rogue a difficult character to play, at random intervals, no matter where the player may be, IDPD will continuously spawn in the level. Add in the fact that the Rogue Rifle is pretty weak in comparison to other early weapons, and that her active ability usage is very limited, even in damage, it becomes pretty clear as to why Vlambeer consider her a difficult character to play. So be forewarned, eager Rogue players. Now that we've covered the latest additions to the game, let's take a look at some of the fixes and changes made this week. As stated earlier, Rebel has had her passive ability changed, and no longer spawns projectiles upon taking damage. Instead, now Rebel will receive half of her missing health upon entering a portal, which seems to encourage players to take more risks when spawning allies while playing. While Gamma Gut saw an increase in its damage last week, this week its damage has been reduced. The lunge when using Chicken Sword has been removed, and there are a ton of weapon balances this week. A few notable changes include the spread for various multi-projectile weapons, the pop gun's fire rate has been increased, the wave gun fires more pellets, the flare gun now spawns earlier, and plasma cannons destroy walls on impact. In non-weapon related changes, snowbots now need to be closer in order to toss cars, IDPD accuracy has been improved, and last but not least, ammo and health pickups will no longer get stuck in walls. Yes. There are more changes that we haven't mentioned, so if you would like to get the full rundown of all the exact fixes and changes this week, be sure to check out the link in the description below to read the full changelog for yourself. Now that we've checked out the latest in what's new and what's changed, let's check in with the community. In our last update video, we mentioned Steam user Solid's Hardcore Wizard Challenge, and Steam user and challenge veteran Meow took the win. Congrats to Meow for continuing to dominate the competition. This week, Solid has issued the Community Challenge. This challenge asks the players to go the distance, and while players may choose any character they want, choose any mutation they want, and start with any weapon they want from a list of weapons, players will not be allowed to use any other weapons or crowns. For a list of acceptable weapons and more details on the challenge, be sure to check out the link in the description below listed under Community Link Dump. And for anyone longing for Nuclear Throne art of a different dimension, Steam user Ryoku the Slayer has been cooking up 3D renditions of Nuclear Throne weapons, props, and scenarios, including a 2.5D concept piece depicting eyes staring down a sleeping big dog. Check it out for yourself at the link listed under the Community Link Dump. Keep up the great work, Ryoku the Slayer. And if you're an artist doing Nuclear Throne fan art, consider getting in touch with us either in the comments or on Twitter at Tengu Drop. We'd love to check it out. And that about wraps it up for update number 45. Rogue is an interesting character, not only from a gameplay perspective, but from a lore perspective as well. From what little is shown of her, Rogue seems to be very human-like. Does this mean non-mutated humans are part of the IDPD? Why'd she go rogue? Are the visual similarities to Little Hunter purely coincidental? How do her abilities play into her story and the overall general lore of the game? There will no doubt be a lot to speculate going forward. In terms of gameplay though, Rogue is very different and somewhat refreshing. Challenging, intriguing, and potentially frustrating, the community will likely have a lot of fun with her. The change to Rebel is greatly appreciated, and refilling her health will likely encourage more usage of her allies. Will this break the game though? Guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, if you haven't already purchased Nuclear Throne and you want to learn more about it, be sure to check out nuclearthrone.com. You can also subscribe to Vlambeer's Twitch channel where they live stream the development of this game every Tuesday and Thursday. Subscribing gives you access to Nuclear Throne emoticons to use on twitch.tv as well as a Steam copy of the game. And of course, we here at Tengu Drop do our best to cover the latest Nuclear Throne update every weekend. Hopefully every weekend now that they're back on schedule, fingers crossed, please. And we also do a Nuclear Throne playthrough called One Shot every Thursday, so be sure to check back often, or just subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the latest additions and changes made to the game. Are you excited to finally play Rogue? What do you think about the change to Rebel's passive ability? Are you for it? Are you against it? What are your thoughts on the latest changes to the weapons? I want to know what you think, so be sure to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope it was informative, and I'll see you guys next week, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed again. Bye!